Hi Karishma, are you there?
Hello.
Hello Karishma, welcome to the session. How are you?
Yes, I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. And what about you?
Perfectly fine, you do say. Meeting you after a long break.
Yes,
So how's everything is going on your side?
everything is going great.
Great. And how's the weather? Is it raining or still scorching heat?
It's scorching heat. It's not raining, and but not exactly like sun is not to shine today. It's moderate. It's cloudy.
Partially cloudy.
Partially okay, yeah, partially cloud.
Partially cloudy we can use over here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And when the weather is humid and you're sweating a lot, this kind of weather, what we can say? What is the type of
Scorching
weather?
heat, sweltering.
No, sweltering means when the weather is very hot and uncomfortable. But when the weather is humid and you are sweating and you will be like removing the sweat. So what type
Humidity.
of word? Humid is a weather and you're sweating. So what we call this weather? Muggy. Muggy weather. Muggy.
Oh my God, I have never heard this.
Okay, this is a muggy weather. Like we had to cancel our plan due to muggy weather because it's really hard to being outside.
Okay, muggy weather. So what is sweltering means?
Very hot and uncomfortable.
And
Very hot and
muggy weather means?
humid weather where you're sweating a lot.
Okay.
This is a means of muggy. And
Yeah.
scorching heat already you're aware about.
Okay.
Heat wave you're already aware about.
Yeah.
Okay. So today which topic we have for the session?
Guilty pleasures.
Guilty pleasure. So do you have any guilty pleasure?
Yes.
What are they?
The one major, I think that is for all the mothers. When my son he goes to school in the morning 7 o'clock, and when he comes back around 2:30 or 2:45, I feel really bad. But at the same time, I feel so happy because I can do anything very calmly, peacefully, no noise, no drama, nothing at all. But ultimately, I feel that like very guilty, like he's just studying a lot, like since morning to the afternoon, and especially in the hot summer. Yeah.
So any specific guilty pleasure you have? Like the type of food which you feel that this is not good for the health, but still you're consuming it every day.
Yes, so many. It's like everyday life because in summers there is one particular dish which is called longi. It is made by mango, raw mango or ripe mango. No, unripe mango. So it is sour and sweet at the same time, and but we have to put a lot of sugar into it.
It's
So
sour. Sour we use. Sour, not sour. Sour.
okay, sorry, sour. Yeah, sour. So I really like consuming it, but just because of thinking the amount of sugar I have to avoid, but still I take it. Maybe the quantity is limited, but I
Okay.
usually take it.
So sugar you still added.
Yeah, we
So
have to.
what are the other alternative for the sugar which we can use?
Jaggery and shakkar. I actually add sugar, jaggery most of the time, jaggery powder. But
Okay.
a little bit of sugar is required in that particular recipe.
In that particular recipe. So there are
Yeah.
multiple kind of guilty pleasures are there. So do
Yeah.
you know what's the meaning of indulge
Indulge means, yeah, engaged into something.
and
Eh,
overindulge?
Indulge, but like you are 100% occupied with that particular thing. Maybe you are into something very deeply.
So what would be a difference between the indulge and overindulge?
You are indulged in something very deeply, then it is called overindulge. I'm really not sure about it.
Okay. So which do you think is a positive side and which is a negative way?
Indulge. It can be positive or negative. If you're indulged in a kind of positive activity, then it has a positive impact. If you are indulge yourself in a negative activity, then it has a negative impact, isn't it?
Actually, it's not fully correct.
Okay.
I'll give you the bit of meaning over it. See, what's the meaning of indulge? Indulge means meaning to allow ourselves to enjoy something, usually like a treat or a pleasure, but in a moderate and controlled way. It won't be overly we are doing. And the tone over here simply describe mostly positive and neutral part. For example, I like to indulge in a bit of chocolate after dinner. So it means a treat. And
So
when we talk about the overindulge, it means to enjoy something too much in a way that may be unhealthy, excessive, or regretful later. And this tone usually used for the negative or a warning period. There we use the overindulge.
I have a doubt.
Please ask.
Uh, as you have mentioned, the meaning of indulge in respect of the food only, like in terms of eating, but we use indulge in other aspects also. Like
We can use it in any way.
I indulge myself to learn English, or like I'm indulging myself to do this particular task. So,
Yes, we can use it.
oh,
But when you talk about negative tone, this person overly indulge in his work. Due to that, he is not taking care of his health.
okay,
He's overly
overindulge.
indulged in the
Understood.
work and he's not taking care of his health. That's the reason he's getting sick every time.
Okay,
Now, negative term over here coming because you respect, we are talking about the work, whatever he is doing, but in the negative way.
okay,
So let's try to create 4 5 sentence with the indulge and overindulge.
okay. So recently I have just given you sentences about English. Do I need to give another examples?
You have to create the sentence. You didn't create the sentence with the indulge and not the overindulge. Now create sentence
Okay.
while using this word.
Okay, let me share. First, I will speak about overindulge. When it comes to eating chocolate, I overindulge myself into that. It might be negative impact on my health.
Okay, and for the indulge,
Indulge.
because the type of sentence which you have used over there, it would go for the indulge, not the overindulge. You could say,
Uh,
I've overly indulged myself to eat chocolate and it has increased my sugar level.
this is what I said, no? What I said.
No, it might increase.
Okay, definitely increase.
It has increased, we should be using. उसने
Okay,
कर दिया
it
है
has increased.
तभी जाके we will use the overly indulge in a negative term.
Okay, okay, okay. Right. What is the result that must have to have the result?
Yes,
That is
yes,
how we can use it. Okay,
yes, yes,
got it.
yes.
So we have to give the result also in the same sentence.
Correct, correct, correct. So what could be the phrases we can use over here? Like for the guilty pleasures. Any phrases are coming in your mind which we can use for the guilty pleasure? For example, you're watching a web series. Let's suppose your son is watching a web series or any cartoon, and you're asking him to close the TV or that Netflix. So, what's the sentence he creates? And
What the
that's
sentence he
he
creates?
creates. Yes, he creates because that is the only phrase which mostly people will use.
5 more minutes.
Just one more episode, mother. Just one more episode. That's a phrase. Guilty pleasure phrase.
Okay, 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 okay. One more episode. It's a
Just
phrase.
one more. Just one more episode. I promise. After that, I will stop it.
Okay, okay,
So that's a phrase.
okay.
So that's the phrase we can use. And binge watching. So do you do binge watching or you don't do binge
Yeah, I
watching?
know. If we're watching something for long duration or like continuously, we indulge completely ourselves into that particular
So do
web
you have any
series.
binge watching activity?
No,
So you don't
not
you
at all.
don't binge watch.
No.
So do you know anyone surrounding who binge watch?
Yes, my husband.
Okay, and what are the demerits of binge watching?
There are so many. Obviously, it's not really good to sit in front of the TV for long hours, and he already get the negative of this. Like he has some eye issues. It started recently. Maybe this is the reason because he watches Netflix for around 3 4 hours continuously during nights, and during day he has to work. So obviously he's not getting enough sleep. So this is the only reason that his eyes are not working well.
So here two words which you have missed in your sentence. First one is a several. Rather than saying too much, several demerits are there. And
Several
effects. Effects
effects.
also you have missed. There are many negative effects are there.
Negative effects are there.
And
Yes.
there's two words you have missed during your sentence formation. Other than that, the formation was good.
Okay.
So these are the demerits are there. But why people still watch this?
It gives some kind of relaxation to our mind, honestly, because when we feel tired, exhausted, we want something which gives pleasure. So for that reason, we binge watch, and especially on Saturdays or Sundays when we have enough time, there is no hurry to get up early in the morning. That is the time we spend to make ourselves happy, calm, relaxed. I think that is the only reason people watch. And one more reason is there for the people who are working in corporate. As my husband said, that when I do binge watch Netflix or TV, I forget about my stress, you know, like
Hmm.
office stress. And that is one of the common reason most of the people, like even after working hard during the day, they spend time on watching movies and Netflix. Yeah.
So how do you relax yourself?
Watching YouTube, reels sometimes, having
Hmm.
tea, having some nice snacks. Yeah.
Nice snacks. Okay, what type of snacks are your favorite?
All kind of anything. I love everything.
Okay, Western snacks or Indian snacks?
Mixture of both. But most of the time it's Indian snacks. I have seen that people are losing interest eating Indian snacks like samosa, bread pakoras. They are just getting older. But for me, I can eat samosas. It's my favorite thing.
It's my all-time favorite.
It's my all-time favorite. Yeah.
Slightly use some phrases because you have the good command over English. So we have to elevate that thing, the vocabulary in the phrases. Okay, so this is how you eat the bread pakoras and all. So when it comes to the foreign market, but in the foreign market, sugar consumptions is very minimal. They don't use it a lot. But why in India market sugar consumption is really high?
Because we are habitual of having that taste, our taste buds. We feel satisfied when we eat something
Our taste buds has been built like that,
has been built like that. Yeah,
hmm, or has built like that. That's the reason. Without this, we won't be able to. What
satisfied.
are?
We won't feel satisfied or we won't.
Hmm,
What?
we won't feel satisfied. So that's the reason companies are indulging or companies are overly adding, we can say,
Overloading. Yeah,
the sugars. So do you drink cold drink?
yeah.
How often?
Very often, like 2 to 3 times in a week now.
2 3 times in a week. And have you ever checked how much sugar you are taking? How much sugar?
I know everything.
So
Still,
this
I'm
is
having
this is also a guilty pleasure
guilty pleasure. Yeah, you can say that.
because we're talking about a guilty pleasure. So let's try to think how many of guilty pleasures we have. Because I have few of the guilty pleasure. That first one is that I can't control myself from going to the restaurant.
Okay.
So this is one of the guilty pleasure which I have. Second thing is that which I have apart from this. I think that I also have a guilty pleasure of drinking tea sometimes.
Okay.
And what
Sometimes you don't drink tea.
now from last 3 months I have stopped it
Why?
because my gym trainer has suggested me a proper
Okay.
diet. So from last 3 months I'm following a diet chart.
Oh my God. I couldn't survive without it.
Initially I was also feeling the same that I won't be able to survive. But 3 months I've
Literally.
survived now. Now I think that more 3 months are
Great.
left. Let's survive for more 3 months. After that, once the body would be made, then I will think for going for the tea. But in the
Great.
limited quantity. So what kind of other kind of guilty pleasures you have?
As I said, tea, cold drink, eating junk, at least once
Eating
in a
junk food. Eating junk food. Don't say junk.
yeah, eating junk food at least
Correct.
once in a week. Once or sometimes twice, because Saturday, Sunday is usually holiday for my husband and for me as well.
Saturday Sundays
So
are usually holidays. Are usually holidays.
what I said.
You just say Saturday Sunday usually holiday.
Okay.
Over the R will be using because you're using two words, so Saturday and Sunday. So R was missing in your answer.
But when we talk about present indefinite, we say things like that. We don't use are.
But we can use it. It won't be harm.
So if I don't use it, the sentence was correct or not? That's what my
It
question
was
is.
correct. It was correct.
That's what I'm asking you.
Oh,
Okay.
So let's talk about now, as we have discussed about the food and everything. Let's talk about the situation of the war, as a war situation ongoing between India and Pakistan. So, if the war would be fully started, so what kind of safety precautions each and every Indian should take according to you?
I think the day when we heard about this war news, we already uh, went to a grocery shop and filled the kitchen with lot of grocery items because my husband is very punctual about those things because we have two children. If something happened like that, we won't be like able to survive because of kids. Like we can restrict ourselves, but we cannot. What
We
do we
won't
say?
be
There's
using the
a
word punctual over cautious. Cautious.
cautious.
Hmm.
Yeah, he's very cautious.
About this.
So yeah. So the first thing is food. That is a necessity. I think every person, because I have noticed or heard this news like just day after war declared or started. Where is that area? I think I don't know I don't remember the name of city, but there's a long queues in the D Mart and all. So I think every person,
In Amritsar too, there was a great queue.
not in Amrit. Where are you from?
I'm from Jharkhand, Jamshedpur.
Okay, okay, okay,
I'm not living in the area where the war is happening at the moment. I'm from
okay, okay,
Jharkhand,
okay.
Jamshedpur.
So you are safe.
But my relatives, they are living in Amritsar, so they are sending me the videos after making it from the sky, whatever the missiles are going on, everything. They're making the videos of it.
Mm.
And one thing is that the Punjab, the people who are living over there, they are quite chill. Even though when the missiles are like landing in their farms and all, they are going and taking the pictures with the missiles, and
Because
they're quite
they
chill.
didn't harm them, na, that's why.
Hmm?
They didn't harm them. That's why they are ready to take
No,
pictures and all.
one missile blasted also over there,
I know. I've heard all the news. I was like stuck, glued
and
to the
uh, and
TV.
and one person like got killed, and two three people got injured.
Hmm.
One missile blasted. They went over to take the pictures.
Okay. And one also I've heard about Punch. There's a 14 years old boy. He was in the moving car and then so it was really heartbreaking.
We are not living in the areas. That's the reason. We are not experiencing a lot of things, but who are living, they
Yes.
are suffering from multiple things.
Right.
So apart from groceries, what are the other things, safety precaution we should take? Because grocery is the one.
Water. We should store some water. Medicines we should buy
According to you,
for
what
the
type of medicines?
other regular medicines like fever, cough, cold, injury, bandage. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, or for
And
burning sensations or sometimes anything can
like
happen.
apart from medicines, after that,
Medicines, water, food, and I don't know. I think this is enough. Basic
this
things are
this would be enough.
these are the basic things which we should be
Okay.
at home. We should not go out. We
Hmm.
should cover our vehicle or
Okay, that's a
try
good
to close
point.
the windows, doors. Do not open them. Do not leave them open. Yeah.
Okay. And what about the taking out the cash from the bank? Is
Oh,
it a
I
good
forgot.
idea or not?
I forgot. Yes, that's very important. Very important. I think.
Because during the war, the network won't be there, so you won't be
Yes,
able to do the
100%.
UPIs.
Yeah. Right. 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 That's the most important thing. Yeah.
Because without cash, you won't be able to survive. You won't be able to pay anyone anything.
Right. 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 Right.
So during the war situation, cities are safe or the countryside area is safe according to you?
I think nobody is safe. The war has declared, then obviously they are open to do anything. So I don't think that anyone is safe. But obviously the people who are living on the borders, obviously they are in the danger zone because that is very near. So if something happened, first they have to bear it. It has
Correct.
a great impact on them.
It has a great impact on them, and on the other side, the person who are not living in this area, they won't have a bigger impact. But if the neighboring nation, if they want to target the main cities in India, so main cities would be
Hmm.
the first target. On
Yeah,
that note, countryside area would be slightly still a
yeah,
better place to be survived.
that's true. Right.
because they would be knowing all the major cities: Mumbai, Delhi,
Mumbai, Delhi.
Pune,
Main, to I
Bangalore.
think main Delhi, and I'm living near Delhi.
Which place? NCR.
NCR, yeah, it's Gurugram. But my parents, they are living in Delhi itself.
Hmm. So Delhi would be the first target of every neighboring countries.
Right.
Okay, that's nice. So let's try to create one sentence, one short story. I'll be giving you some of the words, and you can create a short story with this. Let me share it over here. First one is crouching. Second one is filtering. Third one is muggy. Fourth one is breezy.
Yes, I can see.
And lastly, unpredictable. So create a short story using one, two, three, four, five, six words.
Okay. Okay, okay. Okay. So, because of global warming, now the weather is very unpredictable. We never know when it starts raining, when it starts sweltering. So we have to prepare everything accordingly. As I can see that yesterday it was scorching hot, and but like today morning, if I can see, it's like a breezy, pleasantly windy. Oh my God, I'm not able to pronounce it. Breezy, pleasantly windy, right?
Breezy means only the presently windy.
Okay, sorry. So
Bree- Continue, continue.
so it's breezy basically.
Correct. Breezy only to use.
Yeah.
Presently windy you don't have to use. That's the meaning of it.
Okay, okay, okay. Sorry. So, but today I can say the weather is quite breezy, and I really like this kind of weather because I have to shoot my YouTube videos, and I think this kind of weather is appropriate for me. But yes, as I said, that yesterday was a scorching heat, and you know what? Sometimes what happened that it's like sweltering. So that is something I really don't like. That kind of weather I uh, totally avoid. But how can I avoid it? Is something that we can't avoid.
Exactly.
But
Avoid
yes,
going out.
yeah, avoid going out. Yeah, you can. So, but and apart from that, if you talk about my weather preferences, I always like the pleasant weather. As I said, breezy, and I don't like muggy, hot, and humid weather. It's make you really sweat. So I don't like sweating because when you start sweating, your body creates a kind of smell which I really don't like. So I think I have used all those words somehow.
You have used all those words, but storyline was not that too perfect, but a good try. So in the next session, I'll be giving some more words that is about the shopping related. For the shopping related, you have to use that words.
Actually, if you're talking about a weather, you cannot use all four different words at the same time in the same story. It's quite complicated. You have to
Well,
explain four different scenarios.
it would be easy,
How?
but it depends upon how you're creating the scenario. For example, well, we are living in India, and over here, weather is really unpredictable. Sometimes it would be scorching hot, and sometimes it would be breezy. But in some regions like Kolkata and Mumbai, there we can feel a muggy weather because that areas are nearby the seaside, seashores. But the place where I live, it's XYZ, and here the weather is always breezy. So that's the reason I love this place.
Nice.
I've used all the words.
But I was trying to create a long story so that I could get chance to speak.
Sure,
That's
sure,
how I
sure.
messed up. Yeah.
No problem. So let's catch up on next session. We'll be seeing you by next session with some other vocabulary while using it in the storyline.
Yeah, that's a
All
great
right.
idea
Bye
to
bye.
improve. Yeah. Bye bye.